Hello and welcome to Unlocking the Soul with Rob Cimperman. So I felt drawn to practice channeling. Last week, when I was the featured guest in the weekly global gathering of the Zamet's Evidence of the Afterlife group, I was there to show and discuss my latest video and research on unlocking miracles, and somebody asked me if I did channeling. I hadn't, but then the next day I downloaded a book called You Are a Channel by Sarah Landon, and it turns out it's exceptionally easy to get started. I can summarize the process. You commit to doing this every day. 1. Take 3 very slow, deep breaths. 2. Imagine your consciousness stepping down a 10-step staircase from your head to your heart, where it's flooded with light. 3. Ask that you be protected by your guides or the Christ consciousness, and that only beings with positive energy and good intentions come through. Now that step comes from a lot of channeling experts, but note Sarah Langdon advises against focusing on negative beings. She reminds us that we get what we focus on, and even after 10,000 hours channeling and 5,000 channeling students, she's never encountered a negative force that can interfere with the higher energies you channel. 4. Ask your higher self or another ascendant being what they want you to know today. 5. Accept that it may feel like you are making it up, but trust. Don't question or analyze. Just write whatever comes to your mind. And 6. No matter what you wrote, read it aloud to another person or at least to yourself afterwards. What felt silly at the time may have new meaning when you're not in your own internal thoughts voice. And that's it. So I started channeling each morning, and I must say, I came up with some pretty interesting ideas right off the bat. I would describe it as starting each sentence with whatever idea comes to your mind, and then letting the sentence finish itself. In my writings, which I'll describe here, the ending of very few sentences were known to me when I started them, and none were edited as I transcribed my sloppy notebook except for punctuation. After listening, please post your thoughts. I'm trying to figure out what to do with these collections of information. And please, give it a try yourself, then definitely share your experience. So I gave each a title with a summary of the topic, and each will be a separate section in the table of contents here. My first reading was August 28th on accomplishments and impacts in the race of life. Begin. Life is fleeting, yet it's true to our own self. There's only so much we can do, but there's infinite amounts of impacts we have through what we think, feel, say, and choose to do with our time. There's no way to predict all the ripples, but we can maximize our impact by choosing to act over waiting, to speak over silence, to listen over ignorance, to feel over shut out. The only way to fail is to be in the starting blocks when the race is over. Take even one step and you've won your race. You've changed not only your world, but that of countless others. It doesn't even matter which way you choose to run. It could be toward the finish line, to the left, backward, or downward through the earth. Will you do what you enjoy, or that which you feel is expected, or that which is forced upon you? Those are all among your myriad choices to make. And will you run on your own or hold someone else's hand? Maybe a 3-legged race, a sack race. You start to see your paths are infinite. On your marks, get set, umbrella. And on my third reading through, I even noticed that the failure referred to as to be in the starting blocks when the race is over could also be interpreted as the end of the human race versus just the metaphorical running race. I got up from the bench I was sitting at in the park when I was writing and started walking back to my car. But then this thought popped into my head, so I figured I wasn't quite done with my session. Begin. Every written and spoken sentence is a channel of a higher self in a sense. It's the higher self that differentiates a human from a mute animal. No judgment, just an act of being open to the source energy in a different way. Thoughts, writing, speaking are connections, a relationship in action. And August 29th, on the constancy of change. Begin. What's wrong? It may seem the answers are abundant, but that's not the case. Everything is as it should be. What's right then? The earth is transforming, but it always has been. Furthermore, there's always been Earths transforming. Then what's different now? Just the rate of change. And that's because change begets change, and thus a geometric acceleration is to be expected. But geometric accelerations can't continue, you'll say. That's right, but can't continue simply means, you guessed it, more change. And then part 2 on that same day, on alien disclosure and cultural diversity. Hello, my name is Metatron, and I note here that I was reading a book about channeling before this session where Metatron was mentioned as a frequent channeling source. I just want to say, welcome to channeling. Is there anything you want to ask? Me, thinking of big questions everyone plans to ask to an all-knowing being if given the chance, came up with, how will alien disclosure go? That's a tricky one. It's being managed very carefully. But it's like holding back a floodgate of actors with different interests and abilities, all eager to welcome you to the galaxy and the universe. So there's the plan, and then there's variants of the plan. The plan is to ensure the frequency of the Earth's population is sufficiently high so that the knee-jerk reaction won't be destruction of visitors, or more likely, destruction of self in fear and hate. Most people are there, and that is the result of careful preparation through things like science fiction and further interactions with diverse cultures on Earth. The whole DEI movement plays a part. 100 years ago, a Catholic was considered an alien to a Protestant. Now, we'd most likely be comfortable with getting to know aliens after the shock wore off, and that's the risk now, or should I say, because the risk is so low now, certain aliens are boldly opening communications with those humans who are ready for it. More and more, it's going to lead to a dichotomy of the alien haves and the alien have-nots, the communicado and the isolated. And I'm not even just talking about physical contact at this point, but even channeling, visions, dreams, visitations, and off-world excursions. So unfortunately for some, it's being managed like spiritual reality, revealed to those who seek it, and to a lesser extent, those who are ready or have an important role to play, whether or not they seek it. And then August 31st, on deforestation and slavery. Begin. What a day to be alive. I am the being that watches over the trees. I love to drop in occasionally and make myself known because my presence reminds people that nothing should be taken for granted. All is cared for and precious to someone. I appreciate recycling and planting and caring for my children. Humans generally do care, but there's too great a disconnect between the trees and the products and food and other uses for the land. So that abstraction leads to poor decisions and outcomes for the forest. That effect could be said for any number of tragedies, from the use of fossil fuels, trees again, to child labor and exploitation, and even slavery in the past and to a lesser extent today. But the solution to Western slavery could be the same to solve deforestation. The small number of activists need to appeal to the morality of the masses and clever ways to make their impacts impossible to ignore, while also exerting pressure on those who need to change from the outside. Just as the Northerners had to bring pressure on the South to fully end slavery, the developed world sanctions will need to change the equation of the rainforest's host countries. Will this happen? It must. Will it be in time? Well, in time for what? To save the Earth's forests? Yes. To save the humans? Oh, that gets into New Earth planning, which isn't my department. But this planet will surely host new civilizations with her mighty forests for billions of years to come. Ends. And then final channel for this session here was today, September 1st, on love in the new earth and learning to ride a bike. Begin. It is beginning. You will see very soon the new age has a lot in store for you. What do you think that means? It's about feeling different, being different, and knowing more than you thought possible. Moreover, you'll care for each other in a way you don't fully comprehend. It's like a big family, but not just your tribe, your country, or humanity, but of all beings everywhere in the universe. We are one, but also enjoying an appropriate amount of separation or duality for our particular missions, goals, and intended experiences. At this point, my thought was, who are you? And note, I felt like there were multiple options for questions to pull on, each with an answer available behind it. This is an effect that was described by Jane Roberts in one of her channeled books of Seth. Continue. I am the being who concerns myself with love in the universe. Well, one of them. It is my intent that living things reach this understanding in order to benefit all others, for we are all better off when there's more love enjoyed and expressed by civilizations such as yours. It may seem like love is a natural state, but it isn't when a civilization is founded on competition and evolution. In that case, it's like taking the training wheels off a bike. First, you want to keep them on, but your parents keep assuring you that it's best in the long run to remove them, to love all. So you give it a shot, but fall and scrape your knee. Then you stop trying, but then you try again and wobble a long while before falling, and start to believe that such a promised future state may be possible. So you push through and suppress the doubt long enough to go around the block, and then eventually around the city. Humanity is quite wobbly right now. This is the shifting back and forth between third density and fifth density, 3D and 5D, that you've heard about, where a quote-unquote bad day or event can set you back in a negative, ego-driven preservation mindset, while a moment of peace and clarity can help you remember that you can trust yourself, trust your fellow human, and get on the bike again, despite the bandaged knee and wobbly ride. And the end goal is worth it, and somewhat inevitable for those who only need to keep trying, trusting, pedaling. So to answer your question, I am the track at the neighborhood school, the one with the spongy surface and the flat ground. And so I will continue trying to develop my channeling expertise and see what additional insights I have to share. And when they are worthy of sharing with you, I will do so. Until then, my friends, please give it a try yourself and consider maybe you are channeling everything that you say from a higher self of some sort. I don't have all the answers, and I'm very excited to be diving into trying to figure them out. So thank you, my friends, and like and subscribe to show your support. Share this video with anyone who could benefit, and see my other videos on unlocking the soul.